back. Yes, we are. It is that time of day. It is your favorite daily real estate show, 30 Days to a Deal, with our girl, Lisa, who's in the house. You guys are excited. If you guys are ready for today, give me some love. Give me some thumbs up. Make sure I can hear you. I can see you in the comments. Let me see it. Hey. I'm loving this series, by the way. I hope so are you guys. What's up, Wendy Lee? What's up, Yvonne? Lynette, good to see y'all. We got some comments pouring in right now. What's up, Jen? I'm calling Jan good old faithful. She's here every single day saying what's up to everybody here. So we're excited today. We got Lisa. We got paper. We got contracts. We got deals. We're going to go fast and heavy today. We got our local real estate expert in the house to help us put some of this contract and paperwork together. So if you guys are ready, do me a quick solid before we get started, real quick. Make sure, number one, you can hit share this out right now. Just click that little share button. If you guys are on, let's say you're on YouTube, we're live on YouTube on Cashflow Tribe. We're live on my personal YouTube page. We are live on my personal page, my business page. Give this a quick share. What's up, Dustin? Good to see you, buddy. What's up, Simon? Simon's in the house as well. Give this a quick share. And if you guys are not a member of Cashflow Tribe yet, join our Facebook community absolutely for free. We're gonna have some really radical things for you in the next few days. But hold on, before I do that, I just realized that I had a whole bunch of secrets on that whiteboard you can't get. It's not for you just yet. Later you'll get it. All right, you guys ready? You got the click, you got the share. Oh, there we go. All right. So without further ado, let's bring up the one and only. Missed you for the last 24 hours. What happened to you? Miss Lisa Sierra, welcome to the show.
Hello. I'm finally, as Ben says, back in the house, but it's finally my house. So after, I think it was 22 hours of driving, because we got stuck in the middle of the mountains by road work for road closures. But I'm back. Was making some calls whenever I had service along the way. And couple things. I had on the last call that I was on, which was, I don't even know what day it is, Tuesday that I was on, I said I was going to make 3 offers. Well, turns out I don't really know how to do the paperwork. And
it's okay. We got you.
There was, so I feel like you're going to push me on this because,
yes.
I committed, and this is not easy. It's definitely a learning curve, but it's totally doable. I'm going to figure this out. It's been one of my obstacles. I tried to make offers before and I got stuck on the paperwork before. So
this is the obstacle.
What do you want to say?
Cool. First of all, let me check the internet. Guys, give her a thumbs up if the internet's good. Somebody's saying it's shaky internet. I'm just curious. Is it good on your end? Thumbs up if it's good. Thumbs down if it's not good. We want to make sure the connection is rocking and rolling. Well, Lisa, here's the reality, girl. When it comes time to actually making the offer and the paperwork, it goes from an idea to a reality. Mm-hmm. It goes from a concept to process. So this is where a lot of people get stuck. They get stuck in this. I talk about it. I think about it. This is a massive lesson. So I want to drive this point home for everybody listening right now. A lot of us get stuck in thinking and talking. The hardest part is to commit it to paper, because now it has to be true. All of the fears of failure, the fears of rejection, the fears of even success start becoming a reality. So our job is this. Our job is, if we've done the preparation and we have logically already decided that we want to be in this business, and we've logically decided to make offers, as soon as it comes time to make offers, now we have a battle of emotion versus logic. Somebody has to remind you of who the hell you are. Mm-hmm. Okay? I either can instigate a different emotional response in you to get you ambitious and courageous in the moment so we can plow through it, or we have to go, the emotion literally won't be here next month. You'll have a different emotion when you close the deal than today before you make the offer. Yep. I need you to instantly just visualize and assume that you're turning the lock for that house. Do it. Seriously, it works so good. Put the key in the door, turn the lock, open the door to the house. What do you see?
walls I want to rip down.
Good. What else do you
Parts
see?
I want to rip up.
What else?
A dumpster in the driveway.
Oh, sounds great. What else?
My sledgehammer in hand, and I get to make the first swing in the wallboard.
Okay, great. Great. That is the moment we're looking. Is that exciting?
Yeah.
Is that exciting? Getting in there, sledgehammer, dumpster in the driveway? All right, cool. Well, then guess what? That's the only thing that matters. We have to go there in our head. We have to go there in our action step. I want to get to that moment as soon as possible. I am impatient. I want to see it as a reality. And I use this mental trick to go click. I started doing this when I bought my first duplex at 21 years old with Creative Finance. I started doing this when we started buying these massive luxury multi-million-dollar properties all over the West Coast. I've been doing this game for a long time. Click, change, open the door and go, wow, that's what I want. I want that emotion, not this other emotion, because this other one doesn't serve you. Cool?
No, you're right. You're right. Because I was thinking about, I couldn't visualize any property. I was just looking at the paperwork and getting stuck. But when I think about turning that key, I also think about the deal. Like, it's not a specific door, a specific look of house. It's just turning the key in the lock of a house that I got a good deal on.
I love it. So we got to change the thoughts, remove the negative, stimulation, remove the negative thoughts with a positive outcome that you want. That's a big mental hack here. If you can do that successfully, and that requires practice, then you're going to get really good at going, I know there's a problem. So what? Opportunist. I'm looking at the pulling, opening the door, walking through. That's going to be a great feeling. I'm going for that feeling. If I have to be battle of the feelings, I'm going to pick the feeling that serves me. So if you can't be logical in this moment because the emotions come into your brain, find a different emotion. You want to fight fear? Get some excitement. You want to fight fear? Get a bigger fear. A bigger fear. If that doesn't work for you, I'll give you one last trick. I have found the most fundamental fear, and I do this. Every time I'm afraid of doing something, I imagine myself as an 85, 90-year-old man sitting in a rocking chair. Imagine sitting there all decrepit and old, rocking away, probably not in Calgary, somewhere warm. And I'm going to myself, did you really screw up that freaking deal in 2022 because you didn't have the balls to step up and do it?
Yep. Did
you really stop doing social media because some hater from halfway around the world stood up and said, you're not credible? Did you stop growing that business or growing your impact and mission and helping millions of people because that one person, maybe yourself, told you that you can't? That's going to be the worst feeling in the world for me, sitting there saying that I didn't do what I knew I could do. And that thing is called fulfillment. That thing is tethered to purpose. So I go all the way to the end of my life and go, that is the stupidest crap I possibly can tell myself. Mm-hmm. Get over it. Because when I'm 90, 80, 150, I'll be sitting there going, I did that thing. I don't ever want to look back and have regrets. So I use a regret mechanism. You can use a different mechanism. That seems to work pretty well. So are you feeling it?
Yeah.
Remember this real quick, and then we're moving on. Heart. Say heart.
Heart.
Head.
Wrong side. Head.
Hands.
Hands.
Everybody at home say heart.
Heart. Head.
Head.
Hands.
Hands. That's the way the game works. That's all of life. You got to feel it. Then all the thinking matters, because then you'll actually think and want to actually produce the work, and then you can go do it. If you have no feeling, then you're going to try to logically convince your heart that its emotions don't matter. You got to feel something. You got to get ready to feel the wind, feel the energy, feel the, oh, that sounds stupid and cheesy and hypey-dipey. Well, you're hypey-dipey, and you're too damn smart for your own damn good. That's why you're still broke. I like to feel. If I feel it, I get excited, then I could put it in my head. That's my intention. Then I could put it into action. That's my hands. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
All right. So inspiration, intention, and then activation. If you follow that formula, you guys will crush life. So that being said, we have 3 offers.
Taking that action, right? Like right now, I'm surprised how easily that works, that visualize. I can see the key turning in the lock over and over. And now it's just like I'm anxious to get to that next part.
We want that level of anxious.
Yeah.
Right. There's only 2 kinds. Listen, there's 2 kinds of pain. There's eustress, coming from the word euphoria. That's the good, healthy kind of stress that helps us to grow, like working out. And then we have distress. That's the bad stress that leads to anxiety and medication. We want eustress. We want positive, exciting. stress. That's what we want. We don't want the stress. My life sucks.
Nope.
All right. Everybody's following with you along at home, by the way.
And I challenge all of you to start writing your offer paperwork today as well.
There you go. That's
and I
accountability.
want you to comment tomorrow and tell us if you did offers, because
Look at
it's
that.
scary for me, but I'm getting over it. So I
Look
want to
at
see
that,
how many offers come in tomorrow or submitted tomorrow by tomorrow.
Boom. Confidence is exuded. The student becomes the master. This is great. It's only been, what, day 11? You're a whole different person. All right. You ready to work?
In months, but it's
You
good.
ready to work?
Yeah.
All right. We're giving them too much free mentorship. If you guys love this free mentorship, give us a thumbs up. Give us a comment. Let us know who you are. So let's bring on our good friend. We got Drew back in the house. Drew, welcome.
How you doing, everyone?
Welcome, welcome. Okay, Lisa, the floor is yours. I'm here to observe and to help, but you got to do the work. Here we go.
So I sent Drew a draft of my offer paperwork, which there was many holes in it because I didn't know what to put where.
Mm-hmm.
And so you can beat me up all over it if you want.
Well, we did yesterday in your absence.
Good. I haven't got to that part in the video yet, so I still like you.
I just put school teacher mode. Okay, so I'll be very quick about it. So what we're going to do is I'll just go over very quickly, and then I'll get into what works.
Great.
Okay.
Thank you.
Yeah, so I did see someone from Ontario that says that they're going to take some notes as well too. Most of the stuff we're going to go through should apply. So let's find this first. Okay. And I will share my screen.
While he shares his screen, why don't you share yours too? Let us know. Drop a little share out. Let your friends and family see what's up.
Yep.
Okay, Drew, whenever you're ready, I'll give you the share here access.
Okay.
And there we go. 3, 2, right tab. You're on the right tab. Okay, here
I'm
we go.
on the right tab, yeah. Okay.
Boom. It's all you.
So I've highlighted everything in yellow, Lisa. This is what we went through. So again, you had pulled the residential resale condominium property contract. Okay, so just be aware when you look at that stuff.
Yeah.
You don't need to put your name twice. Sometimes it might auto-populate, but if it didn't, this here is where you'll put and or nominee. As I was saying yesterday, I don't typically recommend you put and or nominee here because if you're going for new financing, sometimes mortgage brokers and banks don't like it. I don't know if you've come into that problem before, but be aware of that. This here can actually void your contract. You put 955 Lake Christina Way Southwest. That address doesn't exist in Calgary. Okay, so you also didn't have a legal description. So if a lawyer said 955 Lake Christina Way, they want Southeast. Okay, so right now this is asking to purchase a property that doesn't exist. So just be aware of that.
Yeah.
Seller financing as per attached financing schedule. I did ask you if there was one. We'll go through one that will work. But this here does make sense. Your new financing is going to be here. The seller is supposed to hold $50,000 for you, a balance owing of $73,000 for a purchase of $638. Okay. On Alberta, you do have to initial the base of everything which you've done, and assign your contract number. Typically, if the seller doesn't have their own lawyer, then obviously you can use your own, but as a courtesy and just obviously we're in a negotiation, so you want to give a certain amount of good faith, but you want to save yourself issues as well. So this is fine. Just typically being mindful if we're doing stuff like going to a wholesaler or if we're going to the MLS, it'll either be to the seller's agent's trust account, or their lawyer, or to the wholesaler's lawyer of choice.
So
just to know that
just put their the
seller's lawyer. Yes, you can.
You don't have to know the name. Okay.
That's right. Okay. This here, you just be aware. It said fully paid and vacant possession, so it can't be fully paid if you're doing seller financing. So you'd have to scratch and initial that off. Okay. Seller has the legal right to sell the property. I didn't get a chance to ask you, but did you pull title on the property?
No.
Okay, so I did. So we did have this. Now, there's something I didn't mention yesterday. Typically, if you see one name on a property, actually, I'll just pull this up right now. So this is everything in Bonavista. This is the property here.
Okay.
So I obviously have the insight into seeing what was done. So I can actually just pull the history. And I see that he actually just bought this property February 11th of 2022. Okay, he paid 625. For some reason now he's trying to sell it, and I don't know how much you've gotten into that, but it is what it is. And then now when the market bumped, you see it looks like he did some exterior paint. I can actually pull the pictures. Right, so there's no major renovations that have been done. The flooring actually still seems to be scuffed. It's in fairly good shape. Right, solid house for Lake Bonavista, very desirable community. But he went, with the silly season to try and sell this thing at 725 and has brought it all the way down to 649,888. Was unable to get someone in 69 days and then took it off of market. I typically want this information to talk about, potentially what is the motivation or what would that seller be willing to accept.
Okay.
So let's get back to this. Okay. So as I said, I pulled the title. His name is on there. It has been attempted to sell as vacant, but if you have just one person's name on there, you typically ask if dower applies.
Okay.
So that's, of course, if many cultures or, a certain generation of people, the husband would buy the house, but the wife has marital rights to the property. So if at any point both of them lived in the property, she needs to sign a separate document just to say that she's fine with the sale. So you can't, as a the chauvinistic husband, sell a property out from under your wife in Alberta.
Right.
Okay. Is that from the word dowry? Is that right?
Correct.
Okay, so do I have to bring like 6 goats to buy this house?
No, you just want to make sure that your wife is fine with it. Otherwise, or she might ask you for goats. Actually, if I show you the dower sheet.
Oh, there's actually like you owe me 6 goats and
yeah. This is Alberta.
Wow. Okay, I didn't know we had Mormons in Alberta. This is the thing. Oh, we do. Okay, great. No, that's fantastic. Yeah. No offense to the Mormons. I love you.
The seller financing sheet actually is the interesting one. It says you can actually trade anything else for the property. Let's see.
No kidding. Goats included. Guys, I have this affinity for goats. I mean, they're cute. I would trade some goats. If anybody has any deals to do and can pay in goats, I would do some deals in goats. I got some cousins that would love to get some goats.
Yeah, so this is a form we just typically want to have. Okay, so the spouse, if they are involved, and I don't want to spend too much time on it, they just need to sell this without the duress of a husband hovering over them. So the wife would have to go to the lawyer on her own and sign this in front of a notary. Okay, so it just says this is to be used if there's one registered owner, which we know there is in this case, and this is if they're legally married. Okay, and then the spouse just consents that they're willing to sell the property. Okay, and that's it. So they just have that. The title of the officiating officer will be here. They'll stamp it, and then the lawyer will know that it's that they're perfectly fine with the purchase. Okay. So
I only have one.
They accept the offer?
No, just you ask if that's the case. Okay. Yeah.
So I have one question. I have just one question. How many goats will you pay for this house? We'll get 1 goats for you, or will you pay any goats?
Okay, only because you're from that region, I'm chuckling. Otherwise,
I'm doing the rest of this call with this accent.
Wow, okay.
Very nice, very nice. I like you, Drew. You're a nice boy.
Thank you.
Okay, good job. We are 30 days on these mentorships. Okay, so good.
Wow. Okay, so 7.5. These are anything that would be additional to the contract. Okay, so you said you wanted to have an addendum. We can talk about that, but I don't think you need it.
I was just thinking that it was like the inspection, but that can probably just be part of conditions.
It's part of your conditions. Like I said, this here is set up pretty much to be a self-contained document. It's if you need anything over and above. So the financing schedule is right, and we'll go into that. So obviously, this is not a condominium, so you don't need a condominium documents condition. If and when you do buy a condo property, you had asked, you told them that they need to give you the documents before the 23rd of August, but you said you were going to give them an answer on the review before August 11th. So that, just be mindful of that.
Okay, so that, I was thinking that part there said that they had to give me an answer on the offer. No,
it says the documents will be provided. So you just, it's fairly straightforward, but don't worry, that section shouldn't even be on this. This is a single family property we're buying.
I love how you say it fairly straightforward, but I screwed it up.
It's no. It's a lot of words. And remember, I've been looking at these contract lines forever, so I know where to go right away. Like I know Section 8 is where my conditions are, terms in Section 9. Like I know what I'm looking for. So we just have to update you to that as well. Okay. Yeah. So I just want to breeze through this and we'll go through what you should be writing. Okay, so your financing condition, you see it's actually set up here to talk about what's happening. So if you had an interest rate to a certain percentage calculated semi-annually, this is compound interest, and a term amount, if you want it to be that specific, the amount of your mortgage, and then you would say you wanted it before 9 p.m. on condition day. So
Okay.
this is where you want to put that in. Okay, and a property inspection condition as well. You want the opportunity to come in and see the property before the 18th. So
Okay.
when you put additional buyer's conditions, this was the other thing I talked about. You have to understand the difference between a term and a condition. A condition will break a deal if it's not removed by all parties necessary by a specific date. So when it says the purchaser shall be able to assign this contract, there's no date. It's just an arbitrary. So that's a term. Right.
Oh,
So
okay.
if there's something that's arbitrary about that, you can negotiate that after the fact, but it won't break the contract.
Okay.
So this is why we want things like inspection and financing to be terms. I mean, to be conditions, right? Because
Right.
you need
Like
to have those in
7
place.
business days. Okay.
That's right. So now this became redundant. You already said you wanted financing. Just fill out the upper section.
Well, this man say he will break you. And you say you'll break these conditions. Well.
Ben, I can't do this serious if you're doing that. Okay, and then the home inspection is right here. Okay, so you don't need to put this in here.
Okay.
Okay. Was there anything else you had put in
Just
there?
a real property report. Is that
Okay,
normally?
that's actually, it's written into this contract as well.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay, so it'll be under advice, even here under the advice or disclosure. Typically jump to this section in any contract in any province to make sure you're using the right document. Okay, so it says right here, this is only for condominium units for resale. So we shouldn't have been writing on this one. Okay, they will go through any definitions or terms and any representations. This is the seller's information. Again, I apologize if I'm putting that stuff up. I know it's a private deal. Please, whoever's watching this, don't poach. Ben and Lisa deciding to actually bring you into seeing what's happening. So here's what it is, but this is Lisa's information. I don't know if Lisa wants everybody to call her as well, but that's where you put your info. And then obviously, if you had written it and presented it yesterday, you wanted to give them 24 hours to review it today. So as I said yesterday, good effort. It's just you used the wrong document and there's some other things that we need to do. So let me just get into, based on what you had there and the information I pulled from the previous listing and city information, I wrote up a purchase contract for you.
Okay.
Okay.
Awesome.
Okay, so you'll see it's now the residential purchase contract.
Right. Oh, okay.
Okay, so it's the same. Alberta Real Estate Association, some very smart lawyers wrote this up to protect the interests of both buyer and seller, and you put in whatever you want. So you'll see it's Lake Christina Way Southeast,
Yes.
Calgary. You even want to put in a postal code because that, again, this is what we call the municipal address.
Yeah.
I can mail something to this address and it'll be there. Okay.
Yep.
In Alberta, you also have a legal description. So we have the lot, block, and plan system out here, which is grid. So they'll give you a plan number. On that plan, there'll be a block of land, and then on that block, there'll be a lot of land, and then that lot applies to this.
spin.ab.ca.
Yeah. Spin.gov.ab.ca.
Okay.
When we buy a property, you want to say what is being left in the property. So any unattached goods, aka I can unplug it and take it away. So I just go back to the listing again. So again, this is when he just tried to sell. So I'm just making an assumption. Again, you would have to tell me if this is what you negotiated, but you'll see here goods include appliances, dishwasher, electric stove, garage opener, refrigerator, and anything else in remarks. So I just took that and put that into there.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah, I didn't see that whatever you call it, realtor.ca listing.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
Okay.
Okay. Some of the other stuff that you're looking for here, if you don't have an agent and you're in Alberta, for example, you can use this site, which is called Honest Door.
Yep.
Okay. You can punch in almost any address here in Alberta, and it'll give you basic information about the property.
Okay.
Okay. There's a fairly smart algorithm. Some group in Edmonton actually wrote this. So actually, you'd be surprised how many agents use this as well, myself included. But by all means, there's no problem with an agent giving you this. Or once you pull the title, it's written just like this at the top. So it'll be plan, right?
Lot,
Your block
block,
and
lot.
then lot.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
And it's right here. Okay. And sure enough, it says this is not a condo.
Right.
Okay. Okay, where are we? Back to this now. Okay, so purchase price. We punch it in here. Okay, when would we like the property? So again, remember it's fully paid and vacant possession. So I will need to strike this through. Sorry, fully paid needs to be struck through. And anything you strike through on a purchase contract, all parties need to initial.
Okay.
So we'll do that after the fact. You'd scratch that off. You'd say, so we want the purchase price paid and vacant possession, but not fully paid, right? And vacant possession given to you by noon on this date. And realistically, you want on every line item for a lawyer to be able to negotiate if there were any problem to say, nope, your client was supposed to be out of that property at noon. It says it right here in section 2.3.
Okay.
So we don't debate anything. Okay. General terms, again, this is just a description. You'll see here, the seller will ensure the seller's representations and warranties are true by reviewing documents such as a real property report, land title, and registration on the title. So again, an implication that they're supposed to supply you with an RPR. Okay.
And my lawyer would require it to be within a certain age, right? Yeah.
Correct. And if it's not there, then your lawyer is going to say, well, where's the RPR from section H that we're supposed to be seeing? Yeah. And then the seller's lawyer is going to say, we don't have it. And you're going to say, well, you need to get me one. And they'll have to go spend $700, $800 to get a surveyor out to do it.
Yeah.
Okay. But this here just gives your lawyer full, understanding of what to send across. So you see, even here we come into deposits now.
Yeah.
This is if there were another brokerage and there was anything else, we would put the seller's brokerage will provide this contract and related documents to the appointed lawyers, but there's no agent involved. So it's just falling to you. But the seller and buyer appoint the seller's lawyer. So it's of their choice as trustee for the deposit money. You said you'll pay a deposit of $5,000 and you want to say how you're going to pay it even. So wire transfer or bank draft on or before 3 days after acceptance. Okay.
Great.
Good. Okay, you can leave the rest open. This would be if you were paying any additional deposits, which would form a part of the purchase price, but you're just doing balance owing, and the other portion is going to be set up as seller financing. So we'll get to that. So land title to the property will be free of all encumbrances, liens, and interests, except for those implied by law, and any non-financial obligations, such as easements, utilities, right-of-way, covenants, or conditions. So it's Lake Buena Vista. We went through this yesterday. There is a homeowners association that is first on the title. Have you seen a title before?
Yep.
Great. So first on there would be anything that's city related or tied to the land. And then after that is going to be whoever's the mortgage, which is in this case the bank.
Yeah.
Okay.
So encroachment agreements, things like that.
That's first. And then the bank now becomes the other encumbrance. Okay. So they're just saying that the bank can be removed if you've paid enough. And I tell people to typically check that. To make sure that whatever your purchase price is can clear off, in essence, what registrations you see on there. Okay. Representations and warranties. Seller represents and warrants that seller has legal right to sell the property. Again, why we check title on everything. Okay. Dower, you see it comes up here.
Yeah.
So seller represents and warrants to the buyer that no spouse has dower rights to the property. Otherwise, if they do apply, the seller will A, have the non-owner spouse sign this contract, and B, provide the completed dower consent acknowledgement form attached to this before. And I give them till the end of the month. It's whatever. Our possession is not till September. We don't want to have this, not part of the negotiation. We just want to make sure that they can warrant that, they're perfectly fine with it if there is a wife involved who had lived in the property.
Okay.
Hey, Drew, just time check, guys. We got about a minute and a little bit left.
Oh, geez. Okay, I'll be super fast then. Okay, so conditions, you want to be specific again. It's 80%, right? You're doing this as an investment property before this date. It is a bit quick, so I'm guessing you have your financing already in place if today's the 11th and you only want till the 18th. And properties.
No. That was pretty quick.
It is. Typically, you want to give the banks at least 2 weeks. Property inspection, I try to line them up as well. Sometimes the seller might ask you to not tie up their property for a property inspection for 2 weeks, but it's neither here nor there. That's negotiable.
Okay. So financing, I need to fix that because that wasn't bottom condition. I need to fix
we can talk. Yeah, so we can talk about that, but I'm just showing you where they go. Okay. And then attachments and terms. So you have a financing schedule for seller financing and other terms. It is implied that you can assign a contract here in Alberta, but the buyer, I just put it in the terms. The buyer is able to assign this contract to another entity or partner prior to completion date if needed, right? So we don't spook anybody.
Hey, real quick. Hey, guys at home, I know we're at time, but give me some thumbs up if it's okay if we go over just a couple minutes so Drew can keep going to finish this document. Just give me a couple thumbs up real quick, and then that way we can keep moving forward. Okay, we're good. Keep going, Drew. Keep rolling.
Okay, I'll be fast. Okay, so now that we said we need a financing schedule, let's get one. So kudos and thank you to Scott Bollinger at Bollinger & Associates. He does a lot of investor stuff. And this is the financing schedule that their office uses and I use on their behalf as well. So again, you just want to match the contract number because it's obviously another loose page that's going to be applied to it. You're going to add the seller and yourself. Okay, and then we just, again, transpose for clarity what needs to happen, because now someone who's not been a part of your deal needs to see this page and understand immediately what's happening. So your deposit is $5,000, your closing funds will be $73,000. The balance of purchase price, which will be everything, that's your new financing plus the seller financing, is going to add up to $560 for purchase price. Well, I added that wrong. This is $638. Am I right?
Yeah.
No, is it right?
It should be 638.
Yes, sorry. There you go. Simple math. There you go. Okay, so seller financing, the parties acknowledge that the buyer requires financing in order to effect the purchase property as provided in the agreement. Sorry, I'm talking so fast. I know I'm short on time, but this is written by lawyers. The seller shall lend the buyer the amount of the balance of purchase price pursuant to the terms and conditions set out below. So as you said, they're going to give you a $50,000. Okay. And this is where you need to be, again, hyper specific. What is the interest rate they're going to be charging you? There you go. So you'll put that in there. Okay. Repaid on what maturity date? When does he expect this $50,000 to be?
18 months from close.
Great. So then you would put a specific date in here or write 18 months from close. Okay. Now, again, because he's not charging any interest, it's not amortized, that'd be 0. Payment frequency, if that's 0. Principal and interest, that would be 0. Okay, but you just make it very clear so that any lawyer looking going, oh, this is an interest-free mortgage that they're giving you.
Okay, yeah.
Okay, vendor take back mortgage assignments of rents, etc. This now gives them the ability to say that they can now register the original seller below your new financing.
Okay.
Right, so they're still tied to your property in the amount of $50,000.
Yeah.
Okay, and then that's it. And you just put on here, you're going to say this is the buyer's signature, have somebody witness it, the seller, and you have somebody witness it. And now you have a completed offer that is going to be clear and understandable for any lawyer who's involved or any other real estate professional who sees it.
Great, yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
Super thorough, super thorough. So we need to get 3 of these done, right?
Okay.
So we're going to draft up 3 of these for the sake of time. We'll conclude the call. Keep everybody on time. But folks at home, we're getting 3 of these done. Drew Allen, Calgary. If you guys definitely in Calgary, hit up my boy. He's doing a great job here. And we really appreciate him stepping in and helping Lisa. So Drew, any last piece of advice while we wrap up the show or anything for the audience?
I'm always interested. Obviously, that's the technical side, but I'm interested in why we pick certain properties and what it is that we want to do. So just give me 10 seconds, Lisa. Why did you pick this property?
This one was one that another flipper had made an offer on, and actually had made a similar offer, and the seller turned them down 3 months ago. And then so I got it was off market. I got the I know the neighborhood. I thought there's a lot of opportunity in that neighborhood. It's if you can move up into that neighborhood, it's good to get a place in there. So I thought, great, let's try this one, run the numbers, and I could see how the numbers could work. I got somebody on this call gave me the contact info for that owner. I called him up and said, hey, would you still consider accepting an offer? And he said, yeah, but you only have 2 days window because I'm about to sign a lease with somebody for a year.
Gotcha.
And so that's where that went. And then ultimately he pushed back around, we had a back and forth, and I left it because I wasn't exactly sure what to do.
Yep.
And then he came back accepting my vendor take back, all the things that the other guy had asked him for. And
Okay.
except he wouldn't go ahead with a financing condition or a inspection condition. And there can be asbestos in that neighborhood. So,
Okay, so you said he's not comfortable with it, but you realize that we're presenting an offer with both.
Yep. yeah.
Okay.
So Ben and I had talked about still closing the loop with him and just submitting an offer saying I was serious, and, you know, maybe he'll come back at the end of his contract and say, yeah, I don't want to have tenants anymore. I just want to get rid of it. And
And we'll get into this maybe more tomorrow, but, you know, big on closing the loop with people. So if there's even a remote chance we want to draft an offer, send it over. Some agents prefer not to do that because there's somewhat of a, well, we'll talk about this tomorrow, but somewhat of a realtor credibility risk. Like if you're submitting offers and stuff, maybe some agents would rather not do that unless they have a high likelihood of closing. I could borderline say that's a challenge / ethical, unethical. I don't know. I think if you have a client who has to submit an offer, then you submit the offer. But I'm not a realtor, so I don't have to follow all those same protocols. In my world, as an investor, I always send an offer.
Yeah.
Even if it's a no, still send an offer. Hey, man, thank you, because the offer stays in your inbox, which means that it could be revived at any given point in the future. So as an investment practice, I always think it's really, really valuable. Let's take one quick question. We are definitely over time, so we got to roll out of here. But for Drew, somebody goes, how do I access these contract forms to the general population? I don't think Gen Pop is a prison term, by the way. I don't think we should use that for investors. Just throwing it out there. It's very nice, but maybe we don't want to use Gen Pop.
Yeah, so the Alberta Real Estate Association contracts are set up for realtors to use. And as I mentioned yesterday, if you've got an agent, you know, that you're working with, they should be able to send you one. Okay. Or, well, ultimately it is the business, right? So they want to be able to present on your behalf.
Yeah.
All right. So we'll be back tomorrow, 30 minutes. And we're going to submit these offers today here with Drew and Lisa. And folks, tune in tomorrow, same time, 2:30 Eastern Standard Time, as Lisa's making offers live, trying to get deals done and trying to make it rocking. And come back tomorrow. It will be a good one. Very nice. And we'll leave Borat at home tomorrow because Drew's not vibing on Borat.
No.
All right.
we're changing the time because I think, Ben, you're on a plane tomorrow.
I am on a plane.
10
Stay
a.m.
tuned.
10 a.m. Mountain, noon Eastern.
Say that one more time. Say that one more time.
10 a.m. Mountain, 12 noon Eastern tomorrow.
12 noon Eastern tomorrow. We are live. So, folks, stay tuned. We'll see you guys tomorrow. Follow with us. Hey, if you want to get a deal and you want to be part of this mentorship, make sure you connect with us at Cashflow Tribe. Join us. We are there every day, growing and serving. And we got a lot of awesome people in the community just rolling with us. And, guys, see you tomorrow. Have a great day. Be blessed. Stay humble. Thank you, guys. Peace out.